Hi guys, it's me. So I get a lot of questions about how I draw hair, and so since I can make videos now, I kind of wanted to talk about it a little bit. So I have this cute little demon gal I've been drawing for the last just been drawing on her for the last few days or weeks or something like that. Just whenever I have a moment and need to blow off some steam. She's a cute demon girl. And I thought, wow, she'd be the perfect person to use as an example for how I draw hair. So, basically, when I'm drawing hair, I start by kind of making sort of a cloud of hair, a general mess o' hair, as it were, to kind of get an idea of um, what I want it to be and where I want it to go. And I'm not going to fill in every single inch necessarily, or I might go bigger. It just sort of depends on my whim and how I'm feeling at the time. I just want the hair to balance the body. And frankly, my art is very inspired by the art of drag. And so I'm one of those the bigger the hair, the better kind of people. Plus, I grew up in the 80s where big hair was king. So lots of hair. So when I'm drawing hair, basically I start with the concept. It's like an art concept called warped line drawing. And to give you an idea, start with a shape or a circle or anything really. Let's just start with this little one guy. You kind of build on what you start in curves that work their way out and sort of have this really interesting movement and three-dimensionality. And there's lots of different kinds of warped line drawing. If you Google it, you'll see people do sort of static movements or whatever, but this is the basic print. That's the basic principle I started from. I used to have a job where I sat on a phone most of the day at a desk, and I have ADHD, so sitting at a desk was somewhat difficult. I have to stay moving or do something to stay focused. So I would sit and do these endless warped line drawings. I would keep a piece of paper by my desk that was just, I would just fill up with these. And one day I got the idea, what if I applied this to hair? Because, it kind of looks like hair. And that's how I got started drawing hair the way the way I draw it basically. So you sort of see what I did here, just a little doodle, a little warped line doodle, and that's the premise for hair. So, hello, demon gal, I'm back to you. So, like I said, I draw kind of a basic outline. And honestly, I have been drawing hair this way for so long that I don't even fill this in with pencil most of the time. I just start with the pen. But since I'm doing a demonstration, let's do some pencil work. So you'll see I filled in kind of her hairline and this big cloud. So I'm going to start drawing some lines. You want to think about how the hair would move naturally and apply the concept of warped line drawing to it. So each line sort of curves like it would around her skull. And I'm thinking she's got a little bit of hair pulled back here, which may or may not look good with the horns. Let's see. So all of this is pulled back, and you've sort of gone around the horn. You've created this roundness that is her skull, this dimensionality. Then we're going to go out from there and just start drawing lines. Whatever you feel. Bob Ross used to say happy little trees. I guess we can say happy little lines. And you're just creating curves and dimension, as well as individual little strands of hair. And, if you're doing this in pencil, just go crazy. Even if you feel like it might be too much, just go for it. Again, I know this is really a stupid thing to say, but pencil, you can erase pencil. Have fun. I have anxiety and panic disorder as well as a few other things. And a lot of people are like, oh, drawing must relax you. You must feel so great when you're drawing. No, I get very anxious all the time. I worry that everything I'm doing is wrong. Quite constantly about everything, which is super fun. But so when I'm drawing a figure, a lot of times it's not relaxing. It's like, oh, am I doing this right? Will it look good? Will she look right? Am I messing this up? You know, a lot of the crazy internal dialogue stuff. But when I'm drawing hair, I don't feel that way. It's the one thing I draw where I'm not completely in my head and I'm not worried that I'm messing something up. I just go for it. And honestly, the crazier and the messier, the better. Don't be afraid to do something that is scary to you at first. From someone who's scared all the time, it works out sometimes. There's an old book, Feel the Fear, Do It Anyway. You know, and just go crazy with it. And honestly, some of the looser, weirder things you do will, you know, a lot of times that stuff ends up being some of the most interesting stuff I do. When I'm drawing a girl that's completely from my brain and not based on a pop culture character, a lot of times I'll do stuff because I'm just like out of ideas or I'm frustrated or whatever. And, you know, I look back on a lot of that stuff and I'm like, that was such a good decision. It looks so right. I can't believe I thought to do that. And it just came out of like instinct. And, you know, if you do something and you're like, I don't like that, that's what erasers are for. So you can always go in and erase it. And honestly, these lines are so crazy and so fun and sort of, I can't think of the word I'm looking for. Organic, that's a good word. That, you know, if it doesn't seem right at first, it doesn't matter because hair does that too. Sometimes hair is weird. This might actually also be a good time to point out that I graduated from beauty school. I actually went to school to do hair. Kind of funny. I hated it. I hated it so much. I did pretty well in school though. But I never went into working in hair because not my thing. But maybe it gave me a bigger appreciation for hair. Anyways, I think you kind of get the idea of what I've been talking about. So you just kind of do these fun lines, curves, swirls, just anything, any shape that seems right to you. You can apply this same premise to other things like straight hair, braids, you know, you're drawing straight hair. It's not just a line. Nothing mainly is just a line. You know, you just make the line straighter. And hair gets stuck behind other hair. So maybe it creates this sort of natural end to a strand of hair that you're not necessarily expecting to see. You see what I mean? Basically the same premise with a braid. You know? You can be messy because you're going to go over this with ink in most instances, so just go for it. See where the pencil takes you. And so you kind of get the idea. You can apply it to all sorts of things. Just go crazy. Okay, so let's see. I guess inking would come next. And like I said, I think I said, I've done this so much now that I don't even do this in pencil anymore. I just go straight to ink. And so what I would normally do is I would just pick a color. I haven't decided what her hair color should be yet, but I'll figure that out. And I grab a couple pens and I just start going at it and let my mind wander and do its thing and just draw some hair. So I think that's just the basic gist of everything. Once I've decided, once I've inked this gal, I will do another video and we'll talk about hair coloring. I think I'm going to do an ombre with her so that it's a different color at the bottom than it is at the top. So that should be fun. I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks. Bye.